So, good afternoon, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine. So, just we are seeing the simple lesson in the history unit 3 emergence of new kingdom in the South India. Okay. So, in that we got already seen about the later Cholas. So, how the Chola period has started and moreover how it was declined. We seen that. Is it no? So who is the first king of the Chola Empire? Who was the most powerful ruler of Chola Empire? Raja I. Okay, why means he only established the Chola authority over the large parts of the South India. Okay, and he only built over the famous temple Raja Rajeshwaran. So after that means Bragadishwara temple in Tanjavur. So after that Rajendra Chola I, he is the most powerful ruler, and moreover he also ruled over in a very powerful manner. Okay, so Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple also built by the Rajendra Chola to enjoy his victory over the Gangai region. Okay, so after that we had seen that how it was declined. So who is the last king? Rajendra Chola III is the last king, and he was killed over by the Maravarman Kulasekara Pandian. He was the last king. Okay, so just underline the main thing. Okay, ma. So administration we had seen in the previous classes. So administration means the central administration has enjoying enormous power only by the king. So moreover the king is called as the Yuvaraja, and moreover the Yuvarajas was appointed as the governors also in the provinces, mainly for their administrative train. Okay, so here we had seen about the administrative system. Okay, so first it was the administration convenience. It was divided into provinces or mandalam. Okay, so each mandalam it was divided into nadu. Within each nadu there were many kuram, that is a group of villages, and moreover the lowest unit was gramam, that is villages. Okay, so up to that we had seen in the previous classes. Today we are going to see the local governance. See here, so local governance. So local administration worked through the various bodies such as Urar, Sabaya, Nagarattar and Nattar. Just underline that. So local administration worked through the various bodies. So moreover we say it as a village administration, panchayat officer, VAO, everything we are saying it, councillor. So same like that. They worked through the various bodies such as Urar, Sabayar, Nagarattar and Nattar. Okay, so with the expansion of agriculture, numerous peasant settlements came up on the countryside. They were known as the Ur. Okay, Ur. Okay, so Urar means who are the landholders. Acted. So landholders acted as a spokesman in the Ur. Acted as a spokesman. That means panchayat officer. Okay, Sabayar in Brahmin villages also function in carrying out the administrative, financial and judicial functions. So moreover the collections of the everything, administrative, financials, judicial funds, regarding every work was done by Ur or Sabayar. Okay, and Nagarattar administered the settlement of the traders. Nagarattar administered the settlement of the traders. However, skilled artisans like mason, blacksmith, goldsmith, weavers, potters also lived in the Nagaram. Okay, Nagaram means town. Okay. So here, Nattar functioned as an assembly of Nadu and decided all the disputes and issues pertaining to the Nadu. That only Panchayat president. Moreover, he only solved all the problems regarding the Nadu. Okay, so these assemblies in Ur, Shaba, Nagaram and Nadu worked through the various committees. Okay, so they also having some more committee, and through the committee only they are working these assembly works. Okay, the committees took care of irrigation, road, temple, garden, collection of revenue and conducting of religious festivals. Moreover, they act as a leader of the Nadu. Okay, act as a leader of the Nadus. Okay. So Uttaramerur inscriptions, we already know about the Uttaramerur inscription. Is it no? So first lesson itself we had seen about all the sources we get from the Uttaramerur inscriptions regarding in our Tamil Nadu. Okay. So Uttaramerur presently in Kanchipuram district, it was the Brahmadeya villages. What is meant by Brahmadeya? So already we had studied in the first lesson. Is it no? What is meant by Brahmadeya? That means land grants to Brahmins. Okay, so it's a Brahmadeya villages. So there is a detailed descriptions how members were elected to the committees of the village Sabha. Okay, that means see, one member was to be elected from each ward. Is it no? So totally, if there is 30 wards in total, the eligibility of contest was to men in the age of group of 35 to 70. Okay. So, what is their eligibility means? They need to be well versed in Vedic text and scriptures and also owned land and houses also. They need to have their own land and house. So, how the process of election was followed means, so moreover who are standing in the election, the candidate name, the qualified candidate name from each ward, it was written on the palm leaf slip. Okay, and put it into the pot. The eldest of the assembly would engage a small boy to pull out one slip and declare his name as the various committee were decided in this way. This is called as the Kudavolai system. Kudavolai system. So in this way only they are selecting the village administration, Nagarettar and some other assembly peoples. Did you understand that? So, how we get over the Kudavolai system information means through the Uttaramerur inscriptions. Okay, did you understand that? Okay, so after that we are going to see the revenue. Okay, so the revenue of the Chola state came mainly from the land. Moreover, our Tamil Nadu, it's mainly based on the agriculture only. Okay, so mostly everyone having the land for the farmers. Okay, so these land tax was known as the Kanikadan. So if they are making an agriculture or irrigation, they need to pay the tax to the king regarding the agriculture. Okay, so the revenue of the Chola state came mainly from the land. So they need to pay the land tax. Okay, so these land tax was known as the Kanikadan. Okay, just underline that this was known as the Kanikadan. So moreover, the Chola rulers carried out an elaborate survey of land in order to fix the government share of the land revenue. So we are paying taxes to the government now, is it no? In the same way, they need to pay the tax, a percent of money to the king. So how means if I am having the 10 acre of land means I need to pay a 1 acre of land as a tax revenue. Okay, so whatever thing I am getting from the 1% of the land, I need to pay the tax to the king. That's it. Okay, see here. So 1/3 of produce was collected as the land tax. So saying that whatever thing I am getting from the one part of the land, so I need to pay as a tax as a revenue. Okay, so it was mostly collected in kind. Kind means cash. Okay, so in addition to land tax, there were taxes on profession and tolls on trade also. So for the profession tax, and they need to pay the tolls on trade also. If they need to make over the trade contact, they need to pay the tax to the government. Okay, see here. Social structure based on the land relations. Social structure based on the land relations. The Chola rulers gifted tax-free land to the royal official, Brahmin temple, that means Devadana villages and the religious institution. Okay, so the land granted to Jaina institution was called as the Pallichandam. Underline that, Pallichandam. So there were also of Velan Vagai land, and the holders of this land were called as the Vellalar. So underline that ma. Vellalas. So Vellalas, they was given by some group of land. They need to hold that land and they need to make any other purpose and they need to pay the tax for that land. Okay. See here. Ullukudi, that means a subsection of Vellalar. Ullukudi is a subsection of Vellalar. So what is this type means? They cannot able to own the land, but they can able to cultivate Brahmadeya and the Velan Vagai lands. They need to act as a rental people. Okay. So these holders of Velan Vagai land retained Melvaram, that means major share in harvest. So the Ullukudi got Keelvaram, that means lower share. That I said no, they need to act as a rental people. So they need to take over the land as a lease, and they need to agriculture and they need to make irrigation, everything. So whatever thing they are holding as a profit, so the maximum profit they need to give to the harvester, Velan Vagai people. Okay, so that is the Melvaram. They say it as a Melvaram, that means major share in the harvest. So the remaining Keelvaram, that is the lowest share, they need to take over by the Ullukudi people. Okay. And Adimai, that means they are slaves. And Panikai Makkal, that means they are laborers. So occupy the lowest rung of the society. So they are treated as the lowest rung of the society. Who are they? Ullukudi, Adimai and Panikai Makkal. So they can't able to make over a profit for that. Just they can able to get over the labor charge, that's all, and they will yield over some other parts, the lowest parts in the whatever thing they are yielding in the agricultural land. Okay, so it is the intermediate section came the armed men and traders. So this is the starting point for the lower section people, low caste people, high caste people, etc. Okay, so after that we need to see about the irrigation. So Cholas, they give the main importance for the irrigation. Moreover, the 16-mile long embankment built by the Rajendra Chola in Gangaikonda Cholapuram is an illustrious example. Embankment means karai, we will say it is. Moreover, it's look like a dam. It's a storage for the water service. Okay. So Vatti Vaikal, that means a cross channels. Moreover, we are having, while we are going to the near to the Perinjani dam, we can see that the both side we are having the channel. Is it no? That is it. So it's a traditional type of harvesting the rainwater in the Kaveri Delta. Okay. And Vatti is a drainage channel. So Vatti is a drainage channel, and a Vaikal is the supply channel. You all know about the Vaikal, is it no? The commonly owned village channel was called as the Urvaikal. Moreover, it's a public channel. Moreover, it is used for irrigation, agriculture purpose. Okay. So the Nadu level Vaikal is referred to the Nadu Vaikal. Okay. The turn system was in practice in distributing the water. So now, moreover, in the December or November and April, May, moreover, government, they are giving some water facility from the dam. Is it no? So why means, moreover, for the village farmers only, for the irrigation, for the agriculture purpose, etc. So same system was followed in the Chola period itself. That is, the turn system was in practice in distributing the water. Okay, so after that we are going to see the religion. Okay, so religion, Chola rulers were adherent Saivites, hymns, a praise of deed of Lord Shiva. Moreover, they are in the Saivites. Saivites means, we say it as a Saivargal, Samanargal, we say it as a no, that is it. So mostly they were praised the Hindu god of Lord Shiva only. Okay, so they were composed by the Shaiva saint, the Nayanmar, Nambiyandar Nambi codified them, which came to be known as the Tirumurai. So Tirumurai Padikam, it's one of the Padikam, and it was started over in the Chola period only. So moreover, you studied in the Tamil, in the epic, is it no? Okay. So after that, temple, we are going to see the temple. And moreover, the Chola period witnessed an instructive construction of temples. So Tanjore, Gangaikonda Cholapuram and Dharasuram temple is very good in architecture. Moreover, they are praised by the sculpture, painting and iconography of Chola art. Okay, so temples during the Chola period, not only they used it for the places of worship, they also mostly look it for the tourism. Now also we can see that, you can see that two temples, there is a big temple Tanjavur and moreover this is a Gangaikonda Cholapuram. So mostly these two temples were looking a same structure only. Okay, already I told it, is it no? Rajendra Chola has built over the Gangaikonda Cholapuram in the same epic looked over by the big temple of Tanjavur. Okay, so moreover, the temples during the Chola period, they were the largest landholders. So temples not only for the worship, place of worship, they promote education and devotional form of art such as dance, music, drama, and the staff of the temples also included the temple officials, dancing girls, musicians, singer, and player of musical instruments, and the priest. Okay, so Cholas as patrons of learning, in the next week we can see over that, we can finish it, and moreover we can see in the next classes, just read the lesson and just read the lesson, underline the main one word. Thank you, we can see over in the next class.